Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So excited to have you guys here with me. I'm super excited for today's video because it's just going to be kind of like a cozy chat. It has truly been the craziest few weeks since I last filmed. If you watched the last video, you know that I was helping host a baby shower, which then went right into Thanksgiving week with hosting, planning different things with family, cooking, all the things. It was just a crazy week, and then it went straight into both of my kids' birthday weeks, and this year we did a party. We generally do a party every other year, and that fell on this year. We decided to have just like a little joint party for both of our kids, and it quickly turned into a big party, which was really fun, but just for me, hosting is so stressful even though it's something that I love. I don't know why it works like that because truly, like I said, I just love hosting. I love decorating. I love getting ready for parties. I love planning. I love all the creativity that goes into it. But truly, I put a lot of stress on myself just because I want things to go so well, and it's the way that I show love is by like inviting people over and having them in my home and just doing fun things, and I want everyone to have a good time. So I just put a lot of stress on myself for stuff like that. And going into the holidays, generally, as someone with anxiety, it's a time where my anxiety is at an all-time high, even though it's one of my favorite times of year. It's just funny how it works like that because you would think with it being such a fun, like cozy time of the year, it would also not be stressful, but it is very stressful. I am joined today by my little friend back here who is all in his cozy era. He is definitely feeling the cozy vibes. But today I kind of wanted to just have a little chat and go through some tips that help me keep my stress levels low during the holidays. Because I know that in order to be the fun mom that I want to be, I have to keep my stress levels low. And so whether you have anxiety or not, this is a very stressful time of year. And so I figured I would share a few tips on how to keep those stress levels low and how to be able to be the relaxed, fun mom that you want to be. Okay, so the first thing I wrote down was not overcommitting to holiday events. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of different holiday invitations, whether it's parties, whether it's, do you wanna go with us to go do some specific thing, whether it's just events that are happening around your city. And I feel like it's one of those things that if it's not a full body yes for you to wanna take your family, yourself to, then it's a no, because this season goes by so fast and you don't want to spend it places that you don't want to be. And I know that sounds so simple, but I feel like it's easier just saying that, oh, just say no, than actually declining an invitation to a person. But honestly, the older I get, the more that I realize that my time is so precious because I only have a specific time when my husband's off of work, when both kids are out of school, awake, whatever it is, that I don't want to be overcommitting myself during that just really special family time and then stressing myself out and then not enjoying that time with them. I feel like it's one of those things that older that I've gotten, the less that I get FOMO. I feel like when I was younger, I definitely used to feel some type of way when I couldn't make something. And now it's just so different for me where I just see it so clearly that if it's not a full body yes, like I said, then it's a no. There will be other things that you can do instead that just align with your priorities and that put your family time and your mental health first that are more important to make sure that you get to do. Kind of on the same vein as that, during the holidays, I feel like because there's such a focus on family, we can put ourselves on the back burner and we don't schedule that time that we need for ourselves. So I'm talking about self-care, whatever that is, whether that's a girls' night, whether that's going to get your nails done, whatever that is. During stressful times of the year, it's not the time to cut those things out because those are the things that are going to make you feel better and just like prepare you for the rest of the week. And that can be things that are as simple as just taking time to yourself to read a book. And I know that that can be a lot more difficult when you have kids because I know it is for me. During the day, I just feel like I'm so dedicated to whatever's going on with my kids that I don't get as much time to myself. So self-care can look like a lot of different things, whether that's actually leaving your house or whether that's taking a second to read a book, turn on a show that you want to watch, turn on music that you like to listen to, just different things like that. Journaling, just reconnecting and checking in with yourself on how you're doing, how you're feeling during this holiday season, because that is something that is so, so important. Number 3 goes right along with that, but I didn't want to include it in the self-care, and that's giving yourself permission to rest. yes, rest is self-care, but I don't feel like, but I think it needed its own category. I think for myself specifically, I think about all the things that I could be doing, should be doing, all of that, and it just is always in my brain of what I could be doing all of the time. And at the end of the day, I end up so exhausted, my back is destroyed, whatever way that that manifests. It might be different for everybody, but for me, that's how it is. And during this holiday season, I know there are so many things competing for our attention that we could be doing, and just, it's one of those things that this is the time to rest. This is the time to be cozy. This is the time to reset for a new year and just become the best version of you that you possibly can. Whether that's sleeping longer, taking a nap here or there, going to yoga, doing something that is restful for your body. That is something I'm terrible at, that I'm trying to be better at. Slowing my thoughts down and giving myself permission to just sit on the couch or just do nothing. Honestly, that is so refreshing, and just, I feel like it gives me extra energy to put forward into whatever it is that we're doing as a family. That is something that I definitely want to prioritize going into the new year as well. This year was so busy and I feel like I accomplished so much, but at the same time, sometimes it was sacrificing my own like physical health and the amount of sleep that I actually need. So I always think about how winter, obviously, like, animals hibernate during this time, and even though we don't need to hibernate, in a way, like, this is the time that we should be spending resting, that we should be slowing down and not speeding up like we so often do during the holidays. Number 4, something that I kind of want to try is disconnecting from social media over the weekend. I was just listening to a YouTube where this influencer was saying that they delete social media over the weekend, and I was just thinking about how great of an idea that is. Obviously, not all of us need to delete our social media apps or whatever, but if you find yourself going to it often and you want to take a reset from it, I feel like it's just the perfect idea is to just delete it on a Friday, re-download it on a Monday. I feel like personally, I don't disconnect from social media as much as I should, and I feel like the more you consume content, at least this is the way that it is for me, the more I consume, the more I feel that I need to do. And it's not really even a comparison thing, it's just as I consume, then I think of more ideas, and then I just think, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. And it's just nice to be able to just completely unplug, enjoy your family, enjoy the outside world around you, and just have that little reset to start again for the new week. So the next one, I know that obviously buying and shopping is a big part of this holiday season, but finding ways to simplify buying, I think, would be so helpful. And that might look like just delegating some of the shopping to your spouse, because I know a lot of times as moms, girlfriends, wives, we take on the brunt of that, of the purchasing, of the brainstorming ideas. And I think it's really important to just delegate that. I also feel like a lot of times in our minds, we might feel the pressure to give our kids or people a specific number of gifts, when in reality, it's more about the intention behind that. So picking a few things that they'd love versus shoving quantity in front of our kids' faces or in front of our families, I just feel like it makes so much more sense, and it helps us get into the spirit of the holidays a lot better as well. So this year for my kids, it's kind of something that I'm trying to focus on instead of just buying toys, for example. I knew that I wanted to focus on getting them a comfy, cozy outfit, because I know that these next few months are going to be really cold. So that was one category. And then the next category was something to do like with their hands. So whether that was a sticker book or coloring. And then the last category was toys, and just limiting that. I feel like it just made it so much clearer and so much more of a simple process in the actual buying. Another thing you can simplify this holiday season is your cooking. I always feel like during this season, I feel this pressure to cook these elaborate meals, especially coming off of Thanksgiving. And I feel like it's just a season to simplify your cooking. Use the crock pot a lot more, whatever it is that you have, the Instant Pot. My friend was just telling me about 12 freezer meals she made just in the course of a morning to put in her freezer. And I'm like, that is genius, because simplifying cooking really uses up so much time as a wife and a mom. I also have been thinking about having like a weekly recurring menu where maybe like Thursday night is pasta night or Friday night is pizza night, and we already know that this is something that we're looking forward to. Everybody's on the same page. It's something that's easy for me to cook, and it just takes some stress off of my plate. Next, as far as de-stressing goes, for me, it starts in my home, in my space. And so something I'm focusing on right now is decluttering. And I think that, again, this is the season of simplifying, just getting down to what really matters. And so right now, I just have a few different projects that I'm kind of working through. We just did the playroom last week where we went through all of the old toys, the things that they're not playing with as much, and we went ahead and boxed those up, and those are going to be donated. And it was so nice to be getting rid of all of those little pieces of toys that don't even go anywhere anymore, that they were just causing a mess over and over again. And the playroom was something that was so overwhelming to clean and normally took like 1 to 2 hours, whereas now everything has its spot. There's so much less in there, and it takes like 15 minutes to clean now. I feel like that's the goal for everything in my house. My next step is going through all of our clothes and putting all of our summer stuff in bins that we're not using right now, going through all the clothes, and if anything's too small for my kids, donating that. I just feel like it's gonna make the house so much easier to clean, which is going to lift so much stress off of my plate, because I think that's one thing that if my house is super messy, it's hard to just feel calm and like release the worries in my brain. The next thing on my list is engaging in creative activities. I love different things like this, where you can kind of shut a part of your brain off. All you're doing is being creative and you're using your hands is so important. Whether that's making a craft with your kids or whether that's painting a Christmas village, whatever that looks like for you. I feel like always when you reconnect with yourself and what you like to do, that right there is a form of like easing anxiety, is just grounding yourself in who you are no matter what season of life that you're in. The second to last thing is spending more time in stillness. This is something that I feel like a lot of us struggle with because we're so used to information at our fingertips, and our homes are filled with TVs and just Alexas, different things like that. I feel like almost all day I'm either listening to a podcast or I'm watching a YouTube video or I'm listening to music, or just different things are going on, and I feel like I don't spend enough time in stillness, taking time to meditate, to pray, whatever it is, and just spending time with your own thoughts is so needed. Don't wait until you're so overstimulated that you have to turn everything off and like leave the room. Instead, I feel like just carving out that time to spend in stillness, whatever that looks like for you. The last thing on my list is probably the most important thing, and that's being present, not perfect. Specifically for my kids, I just think as a mom, I go overboard a lot, and a lot of times I'm so focused on crafting the perfect moment that I'm not as present as I should be, whether that's just going completely extra on a craft or a party or filming something. And when I do those things, I kind of lose out on the moment. And I think my kids would rather me just be there and be a part of that rather than stressing to curate and record this specific memory that we're doing. This is not something that I'm good at, and so that is something that I'm trying to be better at this Christmas season. I'm trying to be more mindful, just allowing something to be simple that doesn't have to be complicated. Obviously, I enjoy curating things. I enjoy creating, but sometimes I let it overtake me to the point where it just stresses me out more instead of being something fun and a stress reliever that I can do with my kids. So I feel like right now it's really just a time to just slow down, put everything away, and just be present with my kids. Those are all the tips that I've been thinking about and things that I've been trying to implement in my life. If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments below, because this is definitely not a comprehensive list, or let me know which one you're gonna focus on and be intentional about this holiday season. I would love to hear from you guys below and let me know what you want to hear from me next. Other than that, I'm going to try to catch up before the holidays, and I will see you guys in my next video.